Hello and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you guys doing? This should be interesting. I actually love reacting to this type of stuff. Interesting maps of Germany. Boom. Eastern Germany's demographic collapse. So we've got the median age of the population. Interesting. Okay, so nobody's having kids over there in East Germany? And this is 2022. So are younger people moving out of East Germany, or are East Germans just not having kids? What is going on? Is it a lack of opportunity thing for the younger generations? Yeah, because the East was folded into the capitalist West, the latter had and still has many more opportunities. Interesting. Obviously, Berlin is like a shining light over here. I'm not sure what this is. That's actually, is that even lighter? That implies people here are even younger than in Berlin. I don't know what that is. Leipzig, I think. And this is Dresden. Okay. But in large part, in Eastern Berlin, the median age looks like it's like 60. Whereas even, outside in the country, outside the big cities in Western Germany, the median age is more like 45. Now, why does it actually get older up here by the coast? Is it because that's like a nice place to retire? Up in Schleswig-Holstein? A lot of Americans move to Florida to retire. So I imagine their median age is a bit skewed by that. Then again, I mean, the median age, as opposed to the mean, it's like the segment or the age of which there are the most people. A little bit interesting in that way. Another relief map I made this time of Germany. Whoa. That really puts it into perspective. I know you guys always tell me, Lower Saxony, it may be more north of Saxony, but it's lower. This is how you have to explain things to Americans, guys. A little slow. Just kidding. But this map illustrates that quite nicely. This is really beautiful. And it really shows me, I didn't realize just how much more mountainous the South Germany is compared to North Germany. I guess obviously you think of Bavaria as being very like mountainous and, the Black Forest. It makes sense. Oh, people are saying the scaling is way off on this. Uh-oh. The mountains apparently aren't extruded enough compared to like just hills. Good to know. It sure does look pretty though. Germany's economy. Germany's economy is the same size as basically nearly all of Eastern Europe put together. And Norway, Sweden, Finland. That really puts it into perspective. I know obviously you guys, Germany's a very rich country, big GDP, but I did not know it was like this. Shocking. That's really quite shocking to me. And I obviously know that, this in large part it's being contributed to by states like Belarus, which are relatively poor, but large. It's almost as big an area as Germany, but it's a lot more poor. Austria, though, I would have thought Austria alone, how big is, if I had to guess, I would have thought Austria's economy was 1/3 the size of Germany's. Let's see. It says right there, Germany's GDP is 4.6 trillion. Austria GDP is 500 billion. So it is not 1/3 of Germany. It is 1/9. Why is it stylized like it's Cold War propaganda? What's the population of the yellow countries? Oh, I need someone to do the math. Over 160 million people. And Germany's like, what, 80? I think it's 83. Last time I checked. Oh, 83.5. Hell yeah. Ah, the Austro-Hungarian, Polish, Lithuanian Kalmar Union. Here's the population density. Whoa. Whoa. The states and religious sects of Germany in 1789 overlaid on modern-day Germany. What? The religious sects are simplified to Catholic, red, and Protestant, green. The main focus of the map is to show how Cuius Regio, Eius Religio, their realm, from the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, influenced Germany for centuries to come. The religious situation on the map was relevant until 1945 in the Cold War era. The main changes being the majority status of atheists in East Germany, numerous foreigners in big cities, and Germans from lost territories being relocated to villages in West Germany. Whoa, so Protestants are green. Oh, wow. Interesting. It's still a relevant divide today. Predominantly Catholic states tend to have more public holidays and shorter business hours than predominantly Lutheran states. Does that have any, like, is that because they're Catholic, or is that just a accidental correlation, like a coincidence? And due to the divide, well, I guess the more public holidays would probably be because they're Catholic, apparently, like for Lent and stuff. And due to the divide, religious affiliation isn't an important part of national identity compared to many other European countries, although it may be relevant to regional identities. Predominant Catholic states are the wealthiest in Germany, so it maybe has more to do with that. Probably. Damn, Germany used to be big as hell. It is interesting to see. 1914. 1936. 1991. Europe balance change. Germany got nerfed again. And yet they're still kind of OP. East Germany was never East Germany. It was actually Middle Germany. Whoa. Foreign-born population in Germany. Obviously, this is a hot topic, is immigration. So let's see. Well, how does this map work? Foreign-born population in Germany by district city. Okay, less than 5% is this lighter blue color. And red is greater than 40%, so bordering on half of the population or more are foreign-born. And what do the flags indicate exactly? Major country of origin for foreign-born population. Oh, wow. 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 It's interesting how diverse the amount of flags are. You know, all sorts of different countries of origin. I mean, I would have, for instance, like here in America, if you did this map, my guess is the Mexican flag would just be like everywhere. Like if you were foreign born here in America, well, I'd be interested to see it, but I think that by far the most common would be Mexican born. But here we've got all sorts. There's Switzerland. And I mean, the Polish flag absolutely dominates. It's just something I wouldn't have known. Especially over here in East Germany, but not just East Germany, it's really everywhere. At least everywhere in the north. So many Poles move to Germany, northern Germany. Fascinating. And then it's funny how some of these bordering districts, like the Netherlands, has their own little flag in there. And to be honest, I had to look this one up. The blue, yellow, red, because it absolutely dominates down here. It's Romania. Romania dominates the foreign-born population in southern Germany. Oh, and the Ukrainian flag. Interesting. That's cool. And I'm just going to be flat out honest. I don't know this flag. It's also dominating here in the middle regions. You know, it's pretty well scattered throughout West Germany. What is it? I do not know. Kazakhstan? Could it be Kazakhstan? That's it, right? And of course, I also do notice the Turkey flag. A lot of Turkey. But I still haven't figured out what this is. I guess it's Kazakhstan. Migration from Kazakhstan to Germany is primarily driven by ethnic Germans who have the right to return, a process that accelerated after the collapse of the Soviet Union. That is quite fascinating. I just had to point out that this is, I think, well, I'm trying to think, is there a difference between a foreign-born person and an immigrant? I don't think so. So this is the same stats, but somehow Turkey just looks like it absolutely dominates. Which, according to what I'm looking up, that Turkey is, or it was #1, but now it's Ukraine. A lot of refugees from Ukraine. Oh, this is kind of interesting. This certainly shows a divide between East and Western Germany. Talk about the opportunities available. Here they are. A map indicating headquarters of private companies in Germany. Let's see. I mean, I don't recognize almost any of these. Oh, there's Volkswagen. I'm going to miss a bunch just because it's in a sea of ones I don't know. Haribo. I freaking love their gummies, dude. I freaking love their gummies. Lidl. Are these the people that make, like, microwave meals? I'm I'm thinking not, guys. It's the same freaking logo. But that is not the same name, and I do not think Hormel is a German company. It's BMW. This is a very interesting map. There's Puma, kind of out there alone. And Adidas, right next to Puma. Interesting. It's so funny. I call it Adidas, but to me, it's Adidas, man. I do call it Adidas now, though. But I'm kind of being tongue-in-cheek, like, because it's so much different than how I used to, you know, what I used to say. And everybody else here in America says. Adidas. There's DB. All right. Countries that have been at war with Germany since 1871. That's not a very long time, guys. Less than 200 years. The only one that hasn't is Germany. Wow. This is fascinating history. Area of Nazi Germany control on the day of their official surrender. I did not know it had been whittled down to just this. And Norway. Wow. World War I propaganda map depicting the United States as a colonial outpost of Germany and the Central Powers. New Prussia. Would you look at that? And the most important one for last, guys. Aldi North and Aldi South. Thank you so much for watching. Those were fascinating. Were they not? Were they not? I thought so. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some German memes. Yay!